And we're back. Hello, everyone, and welcome back to Rollsicle. I'm Nathaniel, one of our hosts here at the channel. I'm joined by my lovely co-host, and Ashley. Say hi.
Hi, everyone.
Here we are, since you guys can see both of us. Woo!
Woo!
We're here. All right, so we've made a few different videos like this. Honestly, I'm just going to be real with you guys. We're kind of throwing ideas together day of, because we'll get like one day that we can record 4 or 5 of these things, and then the entire week we're busy because of school and teaching and work and so much other stuff. So we're making content when we can. One of the things that we wanted to shout out really quickly to you guys, maybe, I don't know how long this video is going to be. Hopefully no less than like maybe 20 minutes, something like that.
I think we're shooting for 10.
10?
We can do it.
Wow. All right. Well, we'll see about that. It might be longer than that. But we wanted to quickly do a little deep dive. So, a shallow dive, if you will.
You should not dive into the shallow end of a pool.
Well, that's what we're doing here on Rollsicle. So a shallow dive here on Rollsicle of the first decks we're ever choosing to upgrade. So for those of you that know, we have a lot of Precons. And we've been opening a lot of Precons. There's like 3 of those that have already been recorded for the channel and might be out. If not, they're coming out, and there's more to come. And we already had like 20 opened or something like that.
Yeah,
There's
16,
16, 17 more to open, something like that. We
lot.
might buy Aether Drift, etc. But we've really never upgraded one. I've upgraded a couple for my friends and people I know, but we've never upgraded our own. And so we're finally decided to jump off the deep end, or the shallow end in this deep dive. And so, we wanted to take a look at the decks we chose. So I chose Cavalry Charge with none other than the coveted, Sidar Jabari here of Zalfir. I don't know if you guys can see that, so we'll see if I can, is this going to open them up nice and, huge for us? Bam!
Look at that.
Look at that.
Jabari.
Sidar Jabari. 3 and, I guess, what is this, Esper? Did we learn that yesterday?
Know.
I think it's Esper. And 1 for a 4/3 flying first strike imminence. That's right. Imminence. That's awesome.
Yeah.
Whenever you attack with 1 or more knights, as long as he's in the command zone or on the battlefield, you get to draw a card, then discard a card. It's like an enchantment that never goes away. And then, of course, the big bad Sidar ability. Whenever Sidar Jabari deals combat damage to a player, return target knight card, creature card, from your graveyard to the battlefield. So what are we going to do in this deck? Well, I can tell you, ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, what we're going to do is we are going to have a bunch of knights that we use Sidar's ability here, that we can draw a card and then discard. We discard a very powerful knight. Then Sidar, being a flying first striker, is probably going to swing in and hit, and as soon as he does, we get whatever that giant knight is that we put into the graveyard back. So we're going to want some cheap knights, something like, we just saw it, Corpse Knight is pretty cheap. That's pretty good. Whenever another creature enters the battlefield under your control, each opponent loses 1 life.
That card.
But it's a cheap knight, so we can start getting his imminence abilities quickly. We also want let's see, I saw another one there for a moment. I don't have all of these memorized. Foulmire Knight. You can use his Profane Insight ability there, his Adventure, to draw some cards if you need some card draw, but you can also just get out a really cheap knight that they're probably not going to bother to block depending on what they have, because he has Death Touch, and no one wants to... Oh my goodness, can you stay on that card? Thank you. No one wants to block Death Touch. But yeah, that's the general vibe of the knight. There's some really big hitters. We will make specific videos going over the upgrades that we make to these decks. I think that the upgrades are going to be sort of a process, so over time we're going to be upgrading these decks. So don't expect those videos right around the corner. It's going to be a good bit of time before, maybe not a crazy amount of time, but at least a good bit of time before we bother to make a video. And we'll probably make a basically tiered video, right? So this is our deck now with about $50 of upgrades in it. And then maybe, a year from now or something, you'll get another one if we've stuck with that commander deck.
Yeah.
Or there'll be videos talking about why we switched if we didn't. But yeah, this is sort of the first deck I really want to lean into, and I've always enjoyed playing Sidar. It's just a really cool deck in getting out the powerhouses of knights that come into this deck. And there are some good ones. Adeline is an incredible card. She's really good. We talked about Corpse Knight. He's got some pretty good features on him. Alinda and Azor is the alternate commander. You're never going to run them as the commander because they're way weaker than Sidar. But they are a decent knight for the deck. Rather expensive. Aethersworn Adjudicator is phenomenal. This is just removal on a stick We love that. This guy is pretty good. He can get up there with the blood counter stuff that he does, and +1/+1 counters. Not to mention, he's just Menace Lifelink, which is nice. Hakon's really good, because once he's in the graveyard, you can cast... as long as he's on the battlefield, you may cast knights from the graveyard, but you can only cast him from the graveyard. So Sidar's ability works really well for you to put him in the graveyard. Herald of Hoofbeats is just an I win card. Hero of Bladehold is really good. The Lich guy is really good. Knights of the Black Rose is decent if you want to do some monarchy things. Lochthwain Lancer can get pretty good. Midnight Reaper is another one of those. Whenever a non-token creature you control dies, it deals damage to you, but then you draw a card. That's worth it. I'd rather take a damage and get a card. So all of these things, there's not a ton of flying in the deck, if I'm not mistaken. There's maybe like 4 or 5, but your commander is flying, so I wouldn't worry too much about that. There are a couple in here like this one, and even some of the other cheap knights in here where it's like, well, there's probably better options when we're looking into upgrades. So there's definitely certain cards that I would pretty quickly be taking out. Vidalian, I think is how you say that. Wave Knight is insane. This card basically just says whenever you draw a card, put a +1/+1 on every single knight you control. It goes insane in this deck. Vana's more removal on a stick. I mean, there are just great cards in here. This one's from the set. This is one of the ones that you would remove rather quickly if I were upgrading it. And then, yeah, we have all sorts of different sorceries, instants, artifacts, lands. There's going to be a bunch of the basic lands and lands that, you could replace pretty easily if you wanted to. But honestly, it's a pretty decent land base. Now, it does come with a planar deck because this was Plane Chase, so I'm not going to bother with any of this at all. I don't really play Plane Chase, but, it did technically add value to the deck. But I think, personally, in my opinion, it took away some value that they put into the real cards of the deck. But, it's a typal deck, so you're going to see your Herald's Horns, and you got a Vanquisher's Banner in here, which at one point was really expensive. It's gotten down pretty far from where it was. It used to be like a $14 card. Now it's like, what, 5.5 is what it says there for Card Kingdom, so... pretty decent price on that. But yeah, generally speaking, it's a tribal deck. It's Knights tribal, though, and you get to get some of those Knights back from the graveyard. So I'm really excited for it. I think it's going to be a really fun build. I'm a big fan of blue and black Dimir as a color combo. The only other deck that I was really high on that I thought I might choose over this was the Mind Flayers one, which is just straight Dimir. But I think we're going to go for this, and we're going to see how much we like it. So I'll be checking in, comments below, other videos, etc. You guys get to see how I'm liking Sidar Jabari of Zalfir. Cavalry Charge. We'll see where we go with it. Stay tuned for the upgrade video. I'm excited. All right, Ashley, take us away. Do you want the mouse, or do you want to use the laptop?
Use the trackpad.
All right.
I will actually.
Ashley's going to take it away.
All right. Hello, y'all. I've been playing Magic for 4 months, so don't expect a lot from me.
There she is.
Yeah. So I chose Deep Blue Sea because y'all don't know this. I don't like red. I don't like black.
Nope.
I don't play them. I don't play them. Green, white, my fave. Green, white, blue, pretty good. I'll play blue occasionally. So we went green, white, blue. Because... Is
this you branching into your comfort, beyond your comfort zone?
We're trying really
branching
hard.
Because you put blue in it?
You know what?
No, continue. I'm excited. I think you're going to love this deck, so...
Anyways, we do own one of these. We bought another one so that I could upgrade one, and we could still have a non-upgraded one, because we play a lot of Precon Commander instead of upgraded Commander, because we don't have any upgraded decks. So... I chose this one.
We also found it for a pretty good price.
It was a really good price, honestly. Will you do the thing? Okay, anyways. My commander is Morska, Undersea Sleuth, legendary creature, Vidalcan Fish Detective.
Not a merfolk.
Yeah.
Notably, not a merfolk.
Yeah, I don't know.
Who knows why? You
have no maximum hand size. At the beginning of your upkeep, investigate.
Nice.
Whenever you draw your second card each turn, put 2 +1/+1 counters on her. She's a 2/3 or 3.
Yep.
Just gotta play all your colors. It's easy peasy.
So a little, I mean, easy peasy is relative, but, I mean, 3 colors by turn 3 can run into issues. In fact, I think you ran into that issue.
I did.
2 out of 4 games.
2 out of 4 games.
But,
struggled.
That just goes to say that, I mean, what you need in this deck is maybe you upgrade the land base a little bit or something.
I'm going to be.
But,
it has Signet lands in it. I'm getting rid of them. I'm picking something else. I don't care what. This is something else. I can't do Signet lands.
Not a fan of the Signet lands.
Nope. Hate them.
Interesting.
Anyways, the biggest thing that this deck wants to do is make clues. Pull more cards. Mm-hmm. Because your clues count as tokens. And there's a lot of cards in here that work with tokens. Like Benny Brax.
Good card.
At the beginning of each end step, if you create a token this turn, draw a card. Love that. That triggers your commander. Your commander then gets 2+1/+1s.
Yeah, which you can trigger on every turn, right? So as long as you've made a clue, and
which your commander does,
and you have Benny Brax, he's going to draw you a card at the end of your turn, which you drew a card at the beginning of your turn because of your draw step. So that's going to get you your +2/+2 without even cracking a clue. Then, if you have enough mana, you can crack 2 clues on somebody else's turn and get 2 more +1/+1 counters because it's just once per turn.
Yeah.
So as long as this deck wants to draw cards, but it doesn't want to like draw 10. It wants to draw 2 and then 2 and then 2 and then and then it gets back to you and then you draw 2 and then 2 and then 2. So yeah.
Alternate commander, Chillane, Teller of Tales. Some people take this out. I don't know if I'm gonna take it out. I kind of like it.
Interesting. He's a good card. I just don't know if this is...
He's a good card.
He's a great commander on his own, but he plays in a very different style deck,
he does.
right? Like, he doesn't play tokens, so...
No. I'm trying to think. We played this a couple times yesterday, and it didn't do anything, so it's fine. It's fine. I'm trying to think of the things. I played Thought Monitor. I'm not going to lie. Thought Monitor pretty cool. I didn't know what Affinity was before last night. Had to ask.
So your actual backup commander is Sophia, their dog detective. Ew. 2 above that one. That's your Scooby-Doo card.
She's out.
Also, incredible card. Great card if you want to build dog tribal, but it doesn't really do much in this deck.
But that's not what this is.
Yeah.
This is detectives. We're not doing dogs. So, yeah, no, she's coming out. That's like the first thing I'm taking out.
Wow. We all know the first thing that should come out. It's an artifact.
Oh,
it's
yeah.
BS. Where is that?
Where is it?
Artifacts here.
I'll get it.
That's right.
This bad boy.
There it is.
No one takes it out. For some reason, everyone that does the like upgrade videos doesn't take it out.
Yeah.
I don't know why they don't take it out, but they need to take it out. It's fucking stupid.
I think I've seen 2 people take it out now, but that's out of like 8 of them that I've watched. So like
it's
this
stupid.
should be a very
There's another one that we're
quick...
taking out. Where is she?
A magnifying glass is actually a pretty easy one to take out. But you're talking about
the Serene Sleuth. I was right. Will you just get?
There we go.
Y'all, this card does nothing.
It doesn't do a whole lot. I mean, it is a 2 mana create a clue, which
when it enters the battlefield
is playable. 2 mana create a clue.
We don't play multiplayer, and also, I don't want to goad things. I'm okay. I'm all good. Thank you.
Yeah, all things considered, I think there are better cards to run than 2 mana create a clue. You're not going to do a whole lot with the 2/2 body.
Exactly.
And it doesn't come in the deck, but there's I think Officious Interrogation or something like that. It's some card that, white and a blue, target player, you get a clue for each creature they control. So that's going to be 2 mana create probably a lot more than 1 clue.
Oh, absolutely.
As an upgrade to a deck, or at least a potential upgrade to the deck. And sure, you don't get the 2/2 body, but you might get 3 or 4 or 8 or something crazy clues depending on how many creatures somebody has. So
yeah, exactly. Also, Killer Service will probably come out. It worked in the games we played because we played multiplayer, but still, it's just not very good. When it enters battlefield, you create a number of food tokens equal to the number of opponents you have. So if you're playing a 4-player game, you get 3. If you're playing 1/1, you get 1. It's just not worth it.
Yeah.
At the beginning of your end step, you may pay 2 and sacrifice a token. If you do, create a 4/4 green Rhino Warrior creature token.
Which is It
has payoff when you can do that in a multiplayer game, and you already have. All right, well, I've got 3 food. I can just sack to make those, but it's also. It's just not that good. It's not really doing anything for me.
It ends up being, what's it like? Is it 3 cost? How much is the actual enchantment itself?
It's a 3 cost.
It's a 3 cost, so it ends up being 9 that you've paid, and you sack all those 3 foods, and you might get 12 worth of green rhinos, in the long run. I just don't know if 9 mana for 3 4/4s is really what we want to do in this deck.
But do y'all see all these lands? Y'all see this?
There is a lot of lands.
Y'all see this?
Mm-hmm.
There's not a lot of 7s or 8s. It's all these little. These are just little.
Although they separated forests and islands there. You see that?
Yeah.
And end plains, but
still.
There's still not a whole lot of them, yeah.
6. 5.
Let's go down and look at that.
Out of 37.
Reliquary Tower is a great print. You know what I mean?
Yeah, it is.
But at the same time, your commander gives you no maximum hand size.
So why do I need it?
It just kind of feels like if that's in your hand and you're missing white, you would have rather had a plains there.
Well,
because your commander is going to give you no maximum hand size.
Are the where are they?
That's a bounce land.
I know. I'm looking for the ones I don't like.
It might be Temple down there. I'm not sure though. Temple of Plenty, Temple of... Nope, those are your scries. My bad.
Give me a sec.
You can find them, I believe.
I played them. Where are they?
Good. Nope, that's your... Maybe it's up at the top. I don't know.
It's in here somewhere.
There's
This
one.
one.
Sky Cloud Expanse.
Y'all, this is a pain in the ass. Why do I need this? I would rather have a land that just taps. That I don't have to pay for. I've got signets for a reason. They exist. I really want one. I would like my lands to be lands. So we're going to be taking those out. I decided that.
Nice.
Anyways, that's my deck.
Yeah, so
that's what we're doing. We're doing Clue.
We're
going hard into the Clue and tokens.
Yeah.
Hard into it. That's what I decided.
There's some... Whoa. Crazy.
How do I get it back?
I think you just click on that. There we go.
We're trying to run it with a mouse and a...
It's all good.
Laptop.
Sorry, y'all get to see my cool Dritz Doerden background there. But yeah. All right, so that's the decks.
That's it.
I think, generally speaking, they're both pretty powerful decks. Morska can go really hard. I mean, that bottom ability can make her huge. If you are in a 4-player game and you're managing to hit that like every turn...
Oh, yeah.
You can make her +8/+8 every cycle of turns. That's insane. And then, of course, good old Sidar Jabari over here can get back some crazy knights from the graveyard. So I think both decks have some really great potential. But yeah, that's just our thoughts on it. What are your guys' thoughts? Let us know down in the comments below. We're excited to upgrade these. It's probably going to be a while because, one, we've never done it before, and two, we also are on a budget, right? We only have so much money. We've bought some packs and stuff that we've been opening on the channel. We have some commander decks that we've opened on the channel. So, we only can buy so much. So over time, we're accumulating cards for these decks. But there's a couple of good includes for your deck that we actually just happened to open pretty recently. So that's exciting. But yeah, we have some good stuff, so we're going to be throwing in what we have, and then over time, maybe picking up some better includes. But yeah, by no means are we immediately going to go out and buy a Smothering Tithe just for both of our decks because they have white in it. Sure, it's a great card, but we're not going to go out there and spend the $50, $60 it takes to do that. So, yeah, like I said, let us know what you think down in the comments below. Leave a like on the video if you guys enjoyed it. We certainly hope you did. I think we enjoyed recording it. I enjoyed recording it. So, hopefully we'll be able to make more stuff like this in the future. But generally speaking, we're going to try to focus on these decks. Like, these are sort of our intended focus decks to learn how to do this for the first time. And then maybe from there we'll branch out and do more upgrades and that sort of thing. But again, decently new to Magic the Gathering, and if I'm decently new, she's basically brand new, and if you consider me decently new. So yeah, we've been enjoying it. I'm excited to see where this goes. Like I said, if you enjoyed it, leave a like down below. Subscribe to the channel if you haven't. If you want to see more videos like this or anything else that we have on the channel, we've got, so let's see, video game content, TTRPG content, a little bit, Magic content, and more planned in the future, some commentary stuff, etc. But yeah, subscribe if you want to check that all out, and I think that's everything.
I think it is.
All right, we'll see you guys in the next one. Until then, may those rolls be ever in your favor. See you guys next time. Peace out.
Bye, y'all.